We're in the BMC booth here at Interbike. I'm talking to Devin, who's in marketing. Now, Devin, BMC very well known right now, having won the Tour de France under Cadel Evans. Cadel Evans is a former mountain biker, and so I think it's appropriate we're standing in front of a mountain bike. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, the roadside first, that's what we're really more well known for. Sure. And a lot of people don't understand that we have a complete full mountain bike line on the side. And one of those bikes is the brand new SpeedFox 29er. It's 100 millimeters front and rear suspension. And it's our first 29er out of the gate. It's our first foray into the 29er market. And what we really wanted to achieve with this bike, we really wanted to challenge the concept that a 29er has to be big and sluggish. It's not going to handle agilely like a 26-inch bike. And so we've done a couple of things to do that. We really focused on tucking the rear wheel into the bike under it, really shortening the chainstays. And as a result, we have the shortest chainstays, if not close to the shortest chainstays in production. And we've also really shortened the head tube on the bike as well. And so you're going to get a lot shorter wheelbase, and your bars are going to be a little bit lower, probably at the level of a 26-inch bike. Those two things combined are going to really make it handle like a 26-inch bike, but you're still going to get all the benefits of a 29-inch wheel. So really fantastic bike. We've received a lot of positive feedback on it, and we're really excited to have it out this year.
Yeah. So. And really, BMC being based in Switzerland, Europe doesn't seem to have caught on to the 29er craze. Well, we can't call it a craze anymore, as much as the United States has. How did you take some of that 26-inch thinking and apply it to 29ers?
That's actually, it was kind of, I mean, we pushed and pushed and pushed. In the US, you understand the 29er craze. It's not a niche anymore. It's not a what if. It's here, you know. And our whole R&D team is Swiss based, and so we said we need a 29er. We need a 29er. We finally got them to come in, test everything, do their homework, and go back. They started from scratch. Once we got them to look at it, the bikes that they came out and produced, they absolutely loved them. They finally understood it, you know. They got on them, and now the demos that we actually have at our head office in Switzerland, they don't stay on the racks. And as far as kind of challenging the 26-ism of the European market, the hardtail version of our 29er actually won mountain bike, overall mountain bike at Eurobike this year. So pretty good indication of that we're doing things right, I think.
That's great. So 29ers now in your mountain bike range from BMC. Let's take a look at some of your road bike technology as well.
Sure.
Now, moving from mountain bikes, speaking of a mountain biker,
yeah,
here's a great bike that was ridden by a great mountain biker. Sure. Cadel Evans won the Tour de France on this bike. Is this actually Cadel's bike?
Oh, you better believe it. I mean, it's got the famous 141 number plate still on the back. His name's on the top tube, and there might actually be even a little bit of sweat on there. It's also our otherwise known, other than Cadel's bike, as our Team Machine SLR01. So
does that mean that this is a frame that a consumer like me could go out and buy?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We've got it in several different configurations and also available as a frame set. And in addition to that, we are bringing in a limited quantity of Cadel's actual replica bike, and so it should be very cool.
So tell me a little bit about then what makes this frame so unique and so special.
Yeah, the Team Machine SLR frame is the first bike in our lineup to use TCC, or tuned compliance concept is what they call it. And there's 3 points of tuned compliance concept on this bike. You'll find it in the seat post, in the seat stays, and in the fork as well.
So what does that mean?
Basically, it's a more compliant weave in the carbon. And so it's going to add a degree of compliance into the ride of the bike. Conversely, we have another bike called the Race Machine that's missing certain elements, or we've omitted certain elements of the TCC. And otherwise, it's a very similar frame. When you ride them next to each other, you can really get the sense of what TCC does. It really dampens the ride. It's going to make it nice. It's going to make it comfortable, but it doesn't in any way, shape, or form sacrifice the acceleration of the bike, and it actually makes the bike quite light. It's the lightest bike in our lineup as well.
So when you say it's the lightest bike, do you know the spec?
Yep, it's going to be right in about 950 grams for the frame set.
Okay, really nice. And just out of curiosity, you take a guy like Cadel, who's been a world-class cyclist certainly for many years before winning the Tour de France.
Absolutely.
Does a guy like Cadel have input into what goes into the design of the bike?
Yep. One of the really unique things about BMC is that we're the manufacturer and we sponsor the team. It's a direct team. And so we work very closely with our riders. They're constantly in our R&D offices in Switzerland, and we have a very close relationship, especially with Cadel, in terms of the development of these bikes and feedback on them.
Yeah, and like you said, that really makes it unique, whereas there are other teams that have a bike sponsor, but it is your team.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's huge from us. I mean, the wealth of information that we derive from that relationship is just immense, and it allows us to put out bikes like the T Machine, like our new Time Machine TT bike, and even I think one of the things that's unique to us, we even have a lifestyle bike that's Cadel's Commuter that he kind of got to spec on his own. So it's pretty cool.
Nice, really nice. Yeah. Let's go take a look at that Time Machine, because I realize you don't have Cadel's TT bike here. Sure. But at least people can get an idea of what's special about that bike and allowed him to bring back so much time in order to ensure his victory.
Absolutely. Let's check it out.
So Devin, at the end of this year's Tour de France, Cadel Evans had some time to make up if he was going to win. We get to the penultimate stage, it's a time trial, and it was exciting to the very finish because Cadel made up so much time, and he did it on your Time Machine frame. Tell us what it is about the frame that won the Tour de France.
Sure. Well, with the frame, we really went back to the drawing board in terms of the aerodynamic efficiencies that we wanted to approach with this frame. And there's really two components that stand out that makes this thing fast. It's what we call tripwire, which is located on every leading edge of the bike. And tripwire is basically a turbulence inducer. And so it's actually going to interrupt airflow sooner around the bike, and then combining that with a truncated profile on every following edge of the bike is going to allow it to come together with more clean. And that's really going to boost the efficiency aerodynamically of that bike. In addition to that, the other component is the fit of the bike. Everybody knows that Cadel has such a bizarre fit. You know, he's down right on top of the top tire. You know, and so with this bike, on the stem and on the seat post, we've got two really distinct fit mechanisms. On the stem, we've got what we call the triangle concept. And that is basically a wedge and spacer system that stock out of the box allows you as the consumer to achieve 32 different fit positions with the bars in the front end, which is huge. And especially for bike shops that are fitting you or something, it's not like you're changing out different stems and this and that. You have the stock components and you get your fit. It's unbelievable. And so in that aspect, we've got Andreas Raylert, who's a little bit more upright, and we've got Cadel on the same frame, you know. And on the seat post, that's the other end of the bike. We can achieve close to a 79-degree angle, so awesome for triathletes. And we can also run it back, and we can get it geared up for a TT like Cadel. So again, you have Andreas Raylert, and you've got Cadel riding the same bike in this. So.
Nice. One of the things that I like, as we've been talking about BMC, is the fact that even though these are bikes that your professional triathletes, your professional road racers, professional mountain bikers are using, it's the same technology that consumers can buy. So, where can people get more information so that they can get their own race-winning bikes?
Hey, www.bmc-racing.com.
Excellent. Devin, thanks so much for taking us through your line.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. And this is David for Interbike TV, and we're live from the BMC booth.